There are moments in life when everything feels uncertain, when your heart is heavy, your mind is restless, and your future seems unclear. You try to control everything, fix everything, understand everything, but the more you try, the more overwhelmed you become. And that's where the problem begins, because you were never meant to carry the weight of the entire world on your shoulders. You were never meant to have all the answers. You were never meant to control every outcome. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to let go. To stop fighting what you cannot change, to stop worrying about what hasn't even happened yet, to stop exhausting your soul over things that are already in Allah's control. Understand this deeply. What is meant for you will never miss you, and what misses you was never meant for you. So why do you worry? Why do you lose sleep over situations that Allah has already written with perfect wisdom? Why do you doubt the one who created you, who knows your past, your present, and your future? Every delay has a purpose. Every hardship carries a hidden blessing. Every closed door is protecting you from something you cannot yet see. You may not understand it now, but one day you will look back and realize that what felt like a setback was actually a setup for something far greater. Trust is not just a word, it is a state of the heart. It means believing that even when things fall apart, they are actually falling into place. It means having faith that Allah is working behind the scenes, arranging things in ways you could never imagine. It means knowing that silence is not neglect and delay is not denial. Sometimes Allah delays something not to punish you, but to prepare you, to strengthen you, to teach you patience, to build your character, because the person you are becoming is more important than the thing you are asking for. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Instead of saying, this is too hard, say, Allah is making me stronger. Instead of drowning in fear, rise with faith, because worry changes nothing, but trust changes everything. When you leave your matters to Allah, you are not giving up. You are rising above fear. You are choosing peace over panic. You are choosing faith over doubt. And that is where true strength lies. Your heart was not created to carry endless anxiety. It was created to find peace in remembrance, in trust, in surrender. So breathe. Let go of the need to control every detail. Do your part, but leave the results to Allah. Because His plan is always better than your expectations. His timing is always perfect, even when it doesn't feel like it. And His mercy is greater than any difficulty you are facing. So no matter how dark the night feels, remember, the dawn is already written. No matter how heavy your heart feels, relief is already on its way. You just need to trust. You just need to believe. You just need to leave it to Allah. And when you do, watch how your heart transforms. Your worries fade, and your life begins to align in ways you never thought possible. Because when you truly trust Allah, you don't lose anything, you gain everything. One of the greatest sources of stress, anxiety, and emotional exhaustion in life is the illusion of control. We wake up every day believing that if we just plan better, try harder, think smarter, and push further, we can control the outcomes of our lives. We convince ourselves that everything depends on us, our success, our future, our relationships, and even the timing of our blessings. And when things don't go according to our plans, we break down. We feel lost, frustrated, and overwhelmed. But here is a powerful truth you must understand. You were never meant to control everything. You were created to try not to control. You were created to make effort, not to guarantee results. Control belongs only to Allah. Think about it. There are so many things in your life that you have absolutely no control over. You didn't choose the family you were born into. You didn't choose the exact opportunities that came your way. You don't control people's hearts, their actions, or their decisions. You cannot control time, delays, or unexpected changes. Yet, despite all of this, you still try to carry the weight of everything as if it all depends on you. And that is where your heart becomes tired. Because when you try to take control of what only Allah controls, you will always feel anxious. You will always feel like something is slipping through your fingers. You will always fear losing what you don't even own. Let this sink into your heart. Allah is the one who is in control of every detail of your life. Not just the big things, but the smallest moments you overlook. The opportunities you didn't see coming. The doors that closed unexpectedly. The delays that frustrated you. The people who walked away. The paths that changed without your permission. None of it is random. None of it is out of control. It is all part of a plan, His plan. And His plan is not flawed like yours. It is not limited like yours. It is not based on fear, confusion, or incomplete knowledge. His plan is based on perfect wisdom, perfect timing, and perfect understanding of what is best for you, even when you cannot see it. So what happens when you truly accept that you are not in control? Something beautiful begins to happen inside you. Your heart starts to relax. Your mind becomes quieter, your anxiety begins to fade, because you are no longer trying to carry a responsibility that was never yours to begin with. Instead of obsessing over every outcome, you begin to focus on what you can control. Your intentions, your effort, your actions. and your trust in Allah. You do your best and then you let go. And that letting go is not weakness, it is strength, it is faith, it is surrender in its most powerful form. Because when you let go of control, you are not losing anything. You are handing your affairs over to the one who controls everything perfectly. So stop exhausting yourself trying to manage every detail of your life. Stop overthinking every possibility. Stop fearing every what if. Do your part with sincerity and excellence, but leave the results to Allah. Because at the end of the day, the one who is in control of your life is not careless. He is not unaware. He is not unjust. He is Al-Hakim, the most wise. And when you truly believe that, you will realize that whatever he writes for you is always better than anything you could have planned for yourself. So breathe, release the burden, and trust the one who has always been in control. One of the deepest fears that quietly lives inside the human heart is the fear of missing out, missing an opportunity, missing success, missing love, missing rizq, missing the life we imagine for ourselves. We constantly look around and compare. Someone else is moving ahead faster. Someone else got the opportunity you wanted. Someone else seems to have the life you prayed for. And slowly, doubt begins to grow inside you. What if I don't get what I deserve? What if I'm left behind? What if my time never comes? These thoughts can consume your peace if you allow them to. But there is a powerful truth that can completely transform the way you see your life. What is written for you will never miss you, no matter how far it seems, no matter how delayed it feels, no matter how impossible it looks. If something is part of your destiny, it will reach you in a way no one can stop. And if something is not written for you, no matter how much you chase it, force it, or beg for it, it will never truly become yours. This is not meant to make you passive. It is meant to free you. Because when you truly understand this, you stop living in constant fear and competition. You stop comparing your journey to others. You stop thinking that someone else's success is your loss. You realize that what Allah has written for you is uniquely yours. No one can take it, delay it beyond its appointed time, or replace it. Your rizq is not just money. It is everything that reaches you, your opportunities, your relationships, your peace, your growth, your blessings, and every single piece of it has already been written with precision and wisdom. So why do you stress? Why do you chase things as if your life depends on them? Why do you break your heart over doors that didn't open? Sometimes the rejection you experienced was not a loss. It was protection. Sometimes the delay you hated was actually preparation. Sometimes the thing you thought you wanted would have destroyed your peace if you had received it. But you don't see that in the moment. You only see what you lost, not what you were saved from. And that is why trust is so important. Because trust allows you to accept that even when things don't go your way, they are still going in the right direction. Imagine living your life with this level of certainty that nothing meant for you can ever be taken away. That no opportunity can pass you by if it truly belongs to you. That no person can steal your destiny. That no delay can cancel what Allah has written. How much lighter would your heart feel? How much peace would replace your anxiety? You would stop rushing. You would stop forcing. You would stop panicking over timing. Instead, you would focus on becoming the person who is ready to receive what is already written for you. Because sometimes the delay is not about the rizq. It's about you. It's about preparing your heart, your mindset, your character, so that when the blessing arrives, you are ready to handle it, appreciate it, and not lose it. So instead of saying, "Why don't I have it yet?" ask yourself, "Am I ready for it?" And while you wait, don't wait with frustration. Wait with trust. Work hard. Make effort. Improve yourself. Pray with sincerity, but don't attach your heart to outcomes. Add your heart to Allah, because when your heart is attached to Him, you understand that whatever reaches you is exactly what you needed, and whatever doesn't was never yours to begin with. So let go of the fear of missing out. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not unlucky. You are exactly where you are meant to be, walking toward what is already written for you. And when it arrives, you will realize it was never late. It was always right on time. Hardship is something no one willingly chooses, yet it is something everyone inevitably faces. There are moments in life when pain enters without permission, when doors close unexpectedly, when people leave, when plans collapse, and when your heart feels heavier than it ever has before. In those moments, it's easy to feel lost. It's easy to question everything. You begin to ask, why is this happening to me? But what if the question is not why, but what? What is this hardship doing for me? What is it shaping inside me? What is it protecting me from? What is it preparing me for? Because the truth is, no hardship comes into your life without a purpose, even when you cannot see it, even when it hurts more than you can explain, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. There is always something deeper happening beneath the surface. Sometimes hardship is a wake-up call. It pulls you out of distractions, out of unhealthy attachments, out of a life that was slowly pulling you away from what truly matters. It forces you to pause, reflect, and realign your priorities. Without that hardship, you might have continued on a path that was never meant for you. Sometimes hardship is purification. It cleanses your heart from arrogance, from overattachment to this world, from relying too much on people instead of turning back to Allah. Pain has a way of humbling you, of reminding you how dependent you truly are. And in that humility, you find a deeper connection, a sincerity that comfort and ease could never create. Sometimes hardship is protection. You may lose something you desperately wanted, a job, a relationship, an opportunity, and it feels like a piece of your world has been taken away. But what you don't see is what that loss saved you from. What if that job would have drained your soul? What if that relationship would have broken you in ways you couldn't recover from? What if that opportunity would have led you further away from your purpose? You see the loss, but Allah sees the whole picture, and sometimes hardship is preparation. The strength you need for your future cannot be built in comfort. The patience, resilience, and wisdom required for what is coming next must be developed through challenges. Just like a muscle grows through resistance, your character grows through difficulty. Every struggle is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable than you were before. But here is the reality. You may not understand the purpose of your hardship right now, and that's okay. Not everything is meant to be understood immediately. Some lessons reveal themselves over time. Some answers only make sense when you look back. One day, you will connect the dots. You will see how that painful moment changed you, guided you, or protected you. You will realize that what felt like a breaking point was actually a turning point. Until then, you must choose trust over confusion. You must believe that there is wisdom even when you cannot see it, because if you only trust when things make sense, then that is not real trust. Real trust is believing that even in the darkest moments, there is light being prepared for you. So when hardship comes, don't let it destroy you. Let it transform you. Don't let it fill your heart with bitterness. Let it deepen your faith. Don't let it make you lose hope. Let it remind you where true hope belongs. You are not being punished. You are being shaped. You are not being abandoned. You are being guided. And you are not suffering without purpose. There is meaning in every moment, even the painful ones. So hold on. Be patient. And trust that behind every hardship, there is a hidden mercy waiting to be revealed. One of the hardest tests in life is not just what you go through, but when things happen. You may believe deeply that something is meant for you. You may pray for it constantly. You may work toward it with sincerity, and yet it still doesn't arrive. Days pass, months pass, sometimes even years pass, and you begin to feel a quiet frustration building inside you. Why is it taking so long? Why is everyone else moving ahead? Why is my dua not being answered? This is where impatience begins to shake your faith, because as human beings, we are wired to want things quickly. We live in a world of instant results, instant replies, instant gratification. But divine timing does not work according to human urgency. It operates on wisdom that goes far beyond what you can see, and that's where the real test lies. Can you trust the timing of Allah even when it doesn't match your expectations? Understand this deeply. Delay is not denial. Just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't happen. It simply means it's not the right time yet, and the right time is not determined by your desire. It is determined by Allah's perfect knowledge of what is best for you. There are things you want right now that you are not ready for yet. There are blessings that, if given to you too early, could overwhelm you, distract you, or even harm you. There are situations being arranged behind the scenes, people, circumstances, opportunities that must come together in a specific way before your dua is answered. But you cannot see that, so you assume delay means something is wrong. You assume silence means you are being ignored. You assume waiting means you are being forgotten. But none of that is true. Allah is never late. Not by a second, not by a moment. Everything in your life is unfolding exactly when it is meant to. Think about the times in your past when something didn't happen when you wanted it to. But later you realized the delay was actually a blessing. Maybe you wanted something so badly, but when it finally came, or when something better replaced it, you understood why it couldn't have happened earlier. That is how divine timing works. It is not about giving you what you want when you want it. It is about giving you what is best for you when you are ready for it. So what should you do while you wait? You don't sit in frustration. You don't give up. You don't lose hope. You grow. You prepare. You trust. Waiting is not wasted time. It is part of the process. It is a period where your patience is being strengthened, your faith is being tested, and your heart is being refined. It is where you learn to rely not on immediate results, but on unwavering belief. Instead of asking, "Why is it late?" ask yourself, "What is this time teaching me?" Instead of focusing on what you don't have yet, focus on becoming the person who is ready to receive it. Because sometimes the delay is not about the blessing. It's about your readiness to handle that blessing. And when you finally receive it at the right time, you will realize something powerful. If it had come earlier, it wouldn't have been as good, as meaningful, or as complete. So let go of the need to rush your life. Stop comparing your timeline to others. Stop thinking you are behind. You are not late. You are on a path designed specifically for you. Trust the process, trust the timing, and most importantly, trust the one who controls it all. Because when you truly believe that Allah's timing is perfect, you will stop seeing delays as disappointments and start seeing them as part of a beautiful plan that is unfolding exactly as it should. Worry is one of the heaviest burdens a person can carry, yet it is also one of the most useless. It drains your energy, occupies your thoughts, steals your peace, and exhausts your heart. But in the end, it changes absolutely nothing. Think about it honestly. How many times have you worried about something for days, weeks, even months, only to realize later that your worry didn't prevent it, didn't fix it, and didn't make the outcome any better? All it did was make you suffer twice, once in your mind and once in reality. Worry is like sitting in a rocking chair. It keeps you moving, but it takes you nowhere. It traps you in a cycle of what ifs. What if things go wrong? What if I fail? What if I lose this? What if nothing works out? And before you know it, your mind becomes a battlefield of fear and doubt. You start imagining worst-case scenarios that may never even happen. You lose focus on the present moment. You become disconnected from peace. But here is the truth. Most of what you worry about is either out of your control or not even real yet. So why give it so much power over your heart? Worry does not protect you. It does not prepare you. It does not bring solutions. It only weakens you. On the other hand, true trust in Allah trumps everything. Trust doesn't mean you ignore your problems. It doesn't mean you stop making effort. It means you do what you can and then you release what you cannot control. It means you shift your focus from fear to faith. Instead of saying, what if everything goes wrong? You begin to say, what if Allah makes it right in ways I can't even imagine? That single shift changes your entire mindset because trust brings peace where worry brings chaos. When you trust Allah, your heart no longer feels alone in its struggles. You know that there is a higher power taking care of your affairs. You know that even if things don't go your way, they are still going according to a plan that is better than your own, and that belief calms you. It grounds you. It strengthens you. Trust gives you the courage to face uncertainty without falling apart. It allows you to move forward even when you don't have all the answers. It replaces panic with patience and fear with hope. But trust is a choice. Every single day you have a decision to make. Will you let your thoughts be controlled by worry, or will you anchor your heart in trust? Because both cannot live in the same place. The more you hold on to worry, the less room there is for trust. And the more you strengthen your trust, the weaker your worries become. This doesn't mean you will never feel anxious. You are human. Feelings will come, but you don't have to let those feelings control you. You can acknowledge them, then redirect your heart back to trust. Remind yourself, Allah is in control. Allah is sufficient. Allah knows what I do not. Repeat it until your heart believes it. Practice it until it becomes your natural response, because peace is not found in having a perfect life. It is found in trusting the one who controls your life. So let go of excessive worry. Not because your problems are small, but because your Lord is greater. Not because life is easy, but because you are not facing it alone. And when you truly replace worry with trust, you will notice something powerful. Your problems may not disappear immediately, but your heart will no longer feel crushed by them. And that is the beginning of true peace. There is a kind of peace that people spend their entire lives searching for. They look for it in success, in money, in relationships, in control, thinking that once everything falls perfectly into place, their heart will finally rest. But even when they achieve what they once dreamed of, something still feels unsettled. Why? Because true peace was never meant to come from controlling life. It comes from surrendering it. Surrender is often misunderstood. People think it means giving up, becoming passive, or accepting defeat. But in reality, surrender is not weakness. It is one of the strongest, most freeing decisions you can make. It means recognizing your limits and trusting the one who has none. It means doing your part with sincerity, then releasing the outcome with full faith. Surrender is saying, I have done what I can, now I leave the rest to Allah. And when that statement comes from a place of true belief, something powerful happens inside you. The constant tension begins to fade, the endless overthinking begins to quiet down, the fear of what if starts losing its grip. Because your heart is no longer trying to control every possible outcome. It is resting in the certainty that whatever happens is in the hands of the one who knows best. Think about how exhausting it is to hold on to everything so tightly, to try to control people's actions, to predict every future scenario, to ensure that nothing goes wrong. It creates a pressure inside you that never truly disappears. Even when things seem fine, there is always a lingering fear that something might fall apart. But when you surrender, you let go of that pressure. You stop trying to force life into your plans. You stop resisting every unexpected turn. You stop fighting battles that were never yours to fight. And instead, you begin to flow with trust. This does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop over-carrying. You still work hard. You still make decisions. You still strive for your goals. But your heart is no longer attached to controlling the result. Your heart is attached to Allah, and that shift changes everything. Because when your heart is attached to outcomes, you are constantly vulnerable to disappointment. If things go your way, you feel temporary relief. If they don't, you feel crushed. Your peace becomes dependent on circumstances. But when your heart is attached to Allah, your peace becomes stable. No matter what happens, you know there is wisdom in it. No matter what changes, you know you are being guided. No matter what you lose, you know nothing truly meant for you is gone. That is inner peace. It is not the absence of problems. It is the presence of trust. It is the ability to sleep at night knowing you have handed your worries over to the one who never sleeps. It is the calmness that comes from believing that even if things don't go your way, they are still going in the right way. Surrender also teaches you acceptance. Not a hopeless acceptance, but a peaceful one. You begin to accept that life will not always match your expectations, and that's okay. Because your expectations are limited, but Allah's plan is not. And sometimes, what you thought would bring you happiness would have actually brought you pain. Sometimes, what you feared losing was actually holding you back. But you only realize that when you let go and trust. So if your heart feels heavy right now, if you are tired of overthinking, tired of worrying, tired of trying to control everything, then maybe it's time to surrender, not in defeat, but in faith. Plea your worries where they belong, leave your fears with the one who controls your future, and allow your heart to rest. Because the moment you truly surrender is the moment you begin to feel a peace that no situation can take away.